All right. We love it when Yahoo lists stuff about old retro video games, don't we? It did so much for the hobby when they talked about that State events back in 2010, remember?
I'm still dealing with repercussions.
Yeah, people either scamming. I remember I listed on my website back in 2010 about 125 across the U.S. fake Stadium events ads on my website of people saying they either had it for sale or, more importantly, well, my nephew had it back in the day, so I'm looking for it. I'll pay you $50 for it. Just scum fuckery all over the U.S. Mm-hmm. It might be still on my website, my original, thepunkeffect.com. I just ripped into these people. I was a little more acerbic 6 years ago, a little more unhinged, I'd say. You would probably agree.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. Why not?
Slightly more unhinged. So they're reporting on an eBay auction, a quote-unquote jaw-dropping 3,133. I like that.
Shove it up your ass. This is so annoying.
Piece. Before I can even get the words out, a 3,133 piece video game collection for $150,000 on eBay.
What a fucking deal!
What a deal, guys. So, I mean, we get asked to talk about this stuff a lot with these auctions. And from time to time, we do discuss them, whether there's a complete N64 collection or I think there was sometimes like a box Super Nintendo or collection or most of the licensed NES games.
Right.
I was bringing it up because there's Yahoo reporting on it like it's actually news, and that annoys me.
Yes.
It annoys me for a couple of reasons. One, it helps sort of perpetuate this notion that that these games are worth this much when they're not.
Right.
They're not even close to being worth this much. And I'm not even saying this person did it for attention, but they're getting attention for something that doesn't make any sense.
Look,
you know.
I know a guy online, and I'm not even going to... I talk to him on Twitter all the time, and he's a good dude, and I'm not going to name him. He has something like 12,000 video games in his collection, and he doesn't talk about it. I mean, it's what he does. But these news articles, not only do they give... We talked about this last podcast, I believe, where it drives me nuts. Not only does it give people the idea that everything they have is gold, which causes problems for buyers and sellers, It shows me that they don't pay attention to any... The era where news paid attention to hobbies, even remotely, in a serious manner, is long gone. This is not news. Video game collecting happens all over the place. 3,300 video games, or 3,133 video games, to a lot of serious collectors is fucking nothing. You have more than 3,000 video games. I would guess.
Probably... But it's not the amount; it's what you actually have in the collection.
Well, sure, but I mean, it's not only that. But what I'm saying is, like, I think this article, they're astounded because of the number. 3,133 video games is nothing. You have almost 1,000 right here.
Oh, if you count the doubles, yes, there's 1,000 here.
And if you're telling me you don't have this two times over again, you do.
Oh, no, okay, you're right. When I think about it, yeah, this is 1,000 games right here.
You've got 2,000 elsewhere.
Yes. Okay.
So I'm just saying that, I mean, here we have a person who is not the most insane collector, fairly insane, but not the most insane collector, and without even thinking, you're like, oh, I probably have that many games. And would you ever in a million years value this at $150,000?
No, I'm really not trying to. I mean, it gets attention. He might have gotten a buyer. It ended on April 2nd, the listing, but I doubt. Well, first of all, it didn't go for that much. In the Yahoo auction, he says, I got a guy from Dubai who was willing to fly out here, help me pack everything up, and buy my collection.
Why didn't you take that?
It was a high offer, but it was still a good amount short of what I would settle for. If you got, I'll even say, $35,000 for that stuff, you should have taken it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to guess by a high offer, he means more than 2/3, which you should have just taken.
You should have taken that oil money and ran.
And you should have taken the invitation back to Dubai to party for a weekend.
Yeah, because someone from Dubai has that money to spend. They're making, hundreds of millions. It's probably some prince that you know what I mean. He's just inheriting the money. He doesn't know what to spend it on. He has 18 Lamborghinis. I want to collect video games. Let him take it. I'll sell mine for $150,000. Guy in Dubai,
can I come hang out in Dubai for a little while?
Yeah. Let's just $150,000 and a Lamborghini and 1 week vacation. We're set.
I had not to get too off topic. I had a buddy in high school who went on to be one of the first people who opened a successful like iPhone modding and repair business in New York.
Yeah.
And he did a series of 20 different colored, very professional iPhones for a guy in Dubai. And literally, the guy just called him up like 2 months later and flew him out there for a week to eat and party.
That's
and it's
fucking
like,
awesome.
So this guy should have taken that opportunity.
I will be whoever's watching from Dubai. And remember, I have in the Middle East, I have a pretty good following. Remember?
That's right, you do.
I'm like one of the. I'm not making this up. At least it was last year. I'm one of the bigger YouTubers, like in the Middle East. I'm not making that up.
Instead of the stereotypical, I'm big in Japan.
I'm big in the Middle East.
I'm big in the Middle East.
I'm big with those with oil money. Hopefully not ISIS. Anyway, so
Jesus Christ.
he has a complete license set minus stadium events. Does even have all license what it looks like. Over 345 in the box. That's pretty good. Doesn't have a full Super Nintendo set. 561. Complete N64 set. Whoopee. Anyone can get that if they really want to. With some 116 GameCube games. Wii 20 complete in box Wii games. It's just funny to see that because it's like 20 Wii games. A Virtual Boy complete set, complete in box. Sega Master System 42 games. Sega Genesis 306. So you're getting a chunk of games from some of these libraries. 112 Saturn games. 30 out of 37 32X. But you're not getting like a lot of these marquee items you'd expect.
No.
It's not like he's going to have a NWC card in here. He doesn't have a Stadium events. He doesn't have like rare Vectrex stuff, I don't think. TurboGrafx 16, he's got 84 of the 94 games. Does he have Magical Chase? It's not listed here.
So my
he does. Oh no, he's missing it. He's missing like Airzonk and Bong 3 and Hero Toma, Magical Chase. And so once you get down to it, the price just plummets.
Right, because you expect these things in there for that price.
You expect the 4-figure games to be there.
And this is my fucking issue with this. This guy, he could be the nicest guy, but this sort of thing begets the next collection that comes up for an insane price, which begets the next one. This is what we talk about every time it comes up. And like I said, I'm pretty sure we talked about this last podcast. This sort of insane pricing and this sort of wishful thinking is what leads the next person to put their collection up for $175,000, and they have none of the rare titles. This is what causes someone to come into my store with 3 totes full of stuff and expect to walk out with $1,000. You're not going to.
And again, of course, you can do whatever you want. That's not what we're saying. We're just talking about the ramifications and does it make sense, or is it a gigantic waste of people's time?
Volume does not equal worth with your video game collection. Great, we can walk into a room and go, "Whoa, you got a big video game boner."
This is by the way, this is almost $48 per game.
Okay, that's insane.
Before the best offer, and I bet you that high offer was probably at least half. I'm guessing.
Like I said, my assumption was if he said high, it was at least 2/3.
So that would also say $25-$30 game is still insane.
Yeah,
still insane. Even if there is a Donkey Kong Jr.
Well, let's put it this way: the guy from Dubai who probably has a lot of money, even he realized that was an insane amount of money to spend on a collection.
Exactly, because he can just hire someone to go on eBay and buy all those games
within 2 weeks
for half the amount or less. Honestly, my gut tells me that stuff's not even worth $50,000. That's just my gut. Mm-hmm. Just my gut.
But at the same point in time, I mean, like I said, I don't want to sound like I'm throwing the guy under the bus. I mean, this is not good for the hobby to keep seeing stuff like this, but he doesn't sound like he particularly wanted to sell it either.
Yeah, it's weird that sometimes you sort of inflate the price based upon, well, I had this stuff for years and I spent a lot of time searching it. That doesn't matter.
Not today.
When you're buying it.
No one cares today.
What's the value of it?
Especially with the amount of people who want to buy into collections. No one cares about your man hours. They care about what you have, and you're missing the stuff that would make your collection shine.
I'm sorry, I don't have a Stadium events, Ian.
I don't give a fuck.
I'm sorry.
I don't believe you need it. You're handsome as you are.
Aw.